Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Perkenalkan, saya Muhammad Aliafi, dosen pengampu mata kuliah English for Academic Purposes atau bahasa Inggris untuk tujuan akademik di Universitas Tunas Pembangunan Surakarta. Mata kuliah ini merupakan bagian dari mata kuliah wajib kurikulum atau MKWK yang diambil oleh mahasiswa semester 1 atau semester 2 dari berbagai program studi. Mata kuliah ini dikelola melalui 3 pendekatan utama. Pertama adalah delivery, yaitu penyampaian materi secara sistematis dan juga bertahap. Kedua adalah interaction, berupa kegiatan diskusi, tanya jawab, kerja kelompok, serta latihan keterampilan bahasa. Dan yang ketiga adalah examination, yang mencakup penilaian formatif maupun sumatif yang dilakukan melalui UTS dan juga UAS. Tujuan mata kuliah ini adalah membekali mahasiswa dengan keterampilan bahasa Inggris dalam konteks akademik yang dibutuhkan selama studi di perguruan tinggi. Mahasiswa akan belajar mengenali dan menggunakan kosakata akademik, membaca dan memahami teks akademik, menyusun ringkasan dan parafrase, menulis paragraf dan laporan singkat, mengikuti mata kuliah, berpartisipasi di dalam diskusi kelas, melakukan presentasi, serta menggunakan referensi dan komunikasi tertulis akademik secara cepat. Capaian pembelajaran mencakup keterampilan membaca, menulis, menyimak, dan berbicara yang terintegrasi, serta kemampuan berpikir kritis, kerjasama dalam tim, dan komunikasi profesional dalam konteks akademik dan lintas disiplin ilmu. Perkuliahan ini berlangsung selama 16 pertemuan, dan termasuk ujian tengah semester dan juga ujian akhir semester. Topik yang dibahas mencakup keterampilan bahasa akademik dasar, mulai dari kosakata, membaca, menulis, hingga presentasi, diskusi, dan penulisan komunikasi akademik seperti email, serta penggunaan sumber secara etis. Buku yang digunakan dalam perkuliahan ini adalah English for Academic Purposes, A Practical Guide for First Year University Students, yang saya susun sendiri. Buku ini dirancang untuk mahasiswa lintas program studi dan berbasis kebutuhan real komunikasi akademik. Selain itu, materi pendukung juga diambil dari berbagai sumber daring yang relevan dan autentik. Metode pembelajaran terdiri dari ceramah untuk menyampaikan konsep-konsep utama, dialog dan diskusi kelompok untuk mengembangkan keterampilan komunikasi akademik, dan yang terakhir adalah latihan soal dan tugas terstruktur untuk menguatkan keterampilan praktis mahasiswa. Sistem penilaian terdiri dari partisipasi aktif dan kehadiran sebanyak 15%, tugas individu dan kelompok sebanyak 25%, ujian tengah semester sebanyak 25%, ujian akhir semester sebanyak 35%. Penilaian dilakukan secara menyeluruh berdasarkan beberapa aspek berikut ini. Pertama adalah penguasaan kosakata dan struktur akademik, yakni penggunaan diksi formal, variasi kata, kerja akademik, dan ketepatan gramatikal. Kemudian yang kedua adalah keterampilan menulis akademik, yakni kemampuan menyusun paragraf, merangkum, memparafrase, dan menulis laporan pendek. Kemudian kemampuan berbicara dan berdiskusi, penggunaan ungkapan akademik dalam diskusi dan presentasi kelompok, pemahaman lisan dan tulis, yaitu kemampuan memahami instruksi tugas, teks akademik, dan materi lisan seperti ceramah, etika akademik, penggunaan secara tepat, menghindari plagiarisme, dan kemampuan menulis referensi dasar dengan menggunakan APA style. Kemudian yang terakhir adalah komunikasi akademik formal, yakni menyusun surat atau email kepada dosen dengan struktur dan bahasa yang sesuai. Rubrik penilaian ini digunakan untuk memberi umpan balik yang jelas terhadap kualitas tugas maupun partisipasi di dalam kelas. Demikian penjelasan singkat mengenai mata kuliah English for Academic Purposes atau bahasa Inggris. Saya berharap perkuliahan ini dapat mendukung siswa untuk beradaptasi dengan dunia akademik secara lebih percaya diri dan terampil baik dalam bahasa Inggris tertulis maupun dalam bentuk lisan. Saat ini kita akan menyaksikan sebuah video di mana saya akan mendemonstrasikan bagaimana saya mengajarkan mata kuliah ini di hadapan mahasiswa. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So good morning everyone, and thank you so much for coming here. Welcome back to my class. So I think before we begin with, sebelum kita mulai perkuliahan pada pagi hari ini, let's pray together. Thank you very much. So how are you today? You're doing good, right? You're doing great. Thank you very much. Once again, I'll welcome you back to my class. And today we're going to talk about academic vocabulary. And this is one of our English for Academic Purposes class. And I think this is the second chapter of the book we have provided for you. dan Anda bisa mulai membuka buku English for Academic Purposes yang sudah kita bicarakan sebelumnya ya, dan itu adalah salah satu buku yang kita gunakan selama 1 semester ini. So once again, our topic is actually useful academic vocabulary. Dan topik ini sangat penting di mana teman-teman semuanya, Anda semuanya sedang duduk di dalam satu ruangan yang disebut dengan academic classroom, right? Ini adalah kelas akademik di mana teman-teman semuanya mengikuti perkuliahan dan semua vocabularies atau semua register itu digunakan secara akademik atau menggunakan kosakata akademik. And today, as our class today is useful academic vocabulary, kita akan belajar bagaimana cara membangun atau menumbuhkan atau menguatkan vocabulary atau kosakata supaya Anda bisa melakukan elevasi bahasa Inggris kalian atau kosakata bahasa Inggris kalian, gitu ya. Nah, biasanya orang akan diuji kemampuan bahasa Inggrisnya itu salah satunya melalui vocabularies-nya itu sendiri, gitu ya. Biasanya kalau orang mengikuti tes TOEFL atau tes IELTS itu, they used to atau they tend to be tested in their terms, in their terminologies, in their vocabularies. Jadi yang bisa membedakan apakah seseorang itu bisa duduk di dalam kelas kemudian mendengarkan satu lecture, mereka akan diuji kemampuan bahasa Inggris mereka melalui vocabularies mereka, gitu ya, atau melalui grammatical. Now let's start. So this is our learning outcomes. The learning outcomes of today's class is actually first, identify common academic words, okay? And the second one is that use academic vocabulary in simple academic sentences. And I think we begin with that kind of things, yeah? We don't have to read all the academic paper all at once because we have to build step by step. So I think I would like to go upstairs in one step, use academic vocabulary in simple academic sentences. The third one is actually avoid informal words in academic writing. Nah, biasanya kita cenderung menggunakan kosakata yang informal karena kita biasanya menggunakan conversational text or conversation, begitu ya, text untuk conversation, tetapi kita akan ubah itu semuanya yang tadinya adalah informal vocabularies menjadi formal vocabularies, okay? Now, this is the common vocabulary in university because you are currently sitting in a university classrooms, and so I think this is most important things. That the first one is that academic vocabulary is different from everyday conversations. Ya, ini berbeda dari percakapan biasanya yang ada di percakapan sehari-hari. The second one is the examples. To analyze, to evaluate, to assess, or to summarize, right? You understand these meanings. And then based on the academic word list or AWL by Coxhead in 2000. And so the vocabulary in university can help in understanding textbook, lectures, and also writing assignments. So you will have a lot of things in learning this vocabulary in university. So this is the vocabulary in class activities. That the first one is common expressions used by lecturers. So this is what I usually used in teaching. Like I usually mention, turn to page, or let's examine the theory, or the third one is please submit your assignment. Okay, then the second one is the common expression used by students. In my opinion, the results suggest that, or based on the data, I conclude that. So those are actually examples of academic vocabularies or academic expressions in classrooms or everyday quote-unquote classrooms, right? So this is the academic vocabulary in use. This is example of the paper. So you can read the paper because you master the vocabularies. You have the vocabularies, right? If you don't have the vocabularies, if you don't master the vocabularies, so you will never be able to read all the papers. Okay, I would like to show you one example video that I think this will encourage you to learn more about academic vocabulary. This is academic presentation, and this video is only 3 minutes, and this woman present themselves in front of audiences, and this is one of the best presentations.
Our third finalist is Emily Johnston from the School of Pharmacy and Medical Sciences. Her presentation title is Mosquito Research, saving lives with pantyhose and paper clips.
I came to Australia to study the deadliest animal in the world. Now, there may be some Australian audience members thinking, Struth, science is often recognize the importance of the drop bears. But I'm not studying drop bears, because around the world by transmitted diseases like malaria and dengue fever, mosquitoes kill more than 1 million people every year, making them the deadliest animal on the planet. Now,
Okay, that's actually the example of the academic presentations. I think if you are mastering your vocabulary, and I think you can also present yourself academically. For example, like you present your research paper. Perhaps you're currently doing a research paper with your lecturer or with your supervisor, for example. And by that, I think if you master the vocabularies, you will not only be able to read the academic words or the academic papers, you can also write, right? You can also write your academic papers. And the third one is that you can also present by yourself in front of the audiences by providing some details or examples and everything, and also your ideas, your research results and everything in front of the audiences by mastering the vocabularies. Okay, you got it? And the next one is that the role of academic vocabularies. So this is the role of the academic vocabulary. That the first one is you can support, that it can support clear and formal communication. The academic vocabulary can help build academic identity and confidence. And the third one is the essential for participating in discussions and doing presentations. I think this is important, right? Kalau kalian duduk di dalam kelas, pasti kalian juga akan terbiasa dengan diskusi atau dengan presentasi. Jadi kalau kalian bisa memperluas kosakata kalian di dalam academic words atau academic vocabularies, saya rasa kalian bisa lebih banyak mengartikulasikan gagasan kalian di tengah-tengah audiens atau di dalam kelompok tersebut. And then this is the techniques for building vocabularies. The first one is vocabulary notebook. You have your notebook, right? Write new words and then definitions and examples and everything. And the second one is that reading academic text. You can read because you try reading, right? Kalian bisa baca itu because you read, ya. Atau kalian bisa menulis juga kalian karena belajar menulis. Juga kalian belajar membaca, gitu ya. Kemudian flashcards and quizzes reinforce the memory. You can have the flashcards. Peer practices, review and quiz with classmates. This is also important. Kalau kalian punya teman yang suportif itu pasti kalian bisa dengan mudah gitu ya mempraktikkannya. Kita yang hilang kebanyakan dari kita adalah kita tidak punya ruang untuk belajar bahasa Inggris itu atau memperluas kosakata itu karena kita tidak punya ruang, begitu ya. Kalau kalian misalnya bicara dengan teman kalian sendiri dengan bahasa Inggris misalnya untuk memperluas kosakata kalian misalnya, atau kalian mempresentasikan proposal penelitian kalian, saya rasa itu adalah salah satu cara yang paling tepat, begitu ya, untuk membuat bahasa Inggris kalian atau kosakata kalian secara akademik itu meningkat, gitu ya. Kemudian usage and assignments apply in writing and also in speaking. You can also apply your writing skill. You can also apply in your speaking skills. Okay. Now this is one of the examples of these some examples, I guess, using formal expressions in both writing and also speaking. In informal words, we don't say wanna, right? Kita nggak bilang wanna, but we say want to. We don't say gonna, but we say going to, right? We don't say a lot of, but we say many or much, okay? We don't say stuff, but we say material or content. Good. We don't say didn't do a good job, we say performed poorly. So you can have the differences between informal vocabularies and also formal vocabularies. Mana kosakata yang informal yang biasa dipakai untuk komunikasi sehari-hari dengan teman kalian, juga mana yang biasa dipakai untuk academic vocabularies, gitu ya, atau academic substances, gitu ya. Kemudian instruction words in assignments. Kenapa kita membutuhkan ini instruction words? Biasanya lecturers use instruction verbs like analyze. Biasanya dosen-dosen itu menggunakan kata-kata untuk memberikan assignment itu dengan kata summarize, gitu ya, atau analyze, compare, evaluate, gitu ya, di dalam tugas-tugas yang mereka berikan, gitu. Kemudian yang berikutnya adalah understanding this helps students respond accurately. Kalau kalian tahu makna vocabulary itu dan kalian tahu cara melakukannya, Anda pasti akan bisa merespon dengan cara yang benar. Anda diminta untuk summarize, Anda bisa meresponnya untuk melakukan summary dan seterusnya, begitu ya. Di sana ada beberapa word, ada beberapa kata dan juga meaning example. Yang pertama adalah analyze, artinya adalah break into parts and explain its parts, menjelaskan, gitu ya, to analyze. Kemudian ada compare. What is compare? You have two theories, for example, you compare one to another. So that means comparing. Okay? Show similarities or show differences. That means to compare. And then evaluate. Mengevaluasi. Right? What do you mean by evaluate? You give the judgment whether this is appropriate or not based on the evidence, right? And then summarize, you give the main points only, because it's only summary. You have your academic paper, and then you only have to summarize, then you give the pointers only, the main points only, okay? And then the last one is about defining, define. Kita biasanya menyebutkannya definisi, gitu ya, mendefinisikan, gitu ya. So define, that means that you give exact meaning based on the terms, gitu ya. You give the meaning based on the terms. But then we have to realize, kita harus menyadari bahwa di dalam academic vocabularies itu mereka menyimpan banyak sekali bentuk, baik itu in the form of verb, or noun, adjective, atau verb. And these are the examples. Kenapa ini penting? Karena biasanya academic vocabulary itu bisa berbentuk dalam berbagai hal tergantung pada konteksnya, ya. Misalnya, verbnya atau kata kerjanya adalah analyze. Bentuk kata bendanya apa? Analysis, ya. Melakukan analisa itu ya, analisanya itu adalah barangnya, gitu, dan seterusnya. Ada evaluate menjadi evaluation dan seterusnya. Ada summarize, summary, ada conclude, conclusion, conclusive, and conclusively. So that's actually examples. So this is the assignments. So let's do with this. The assignment. What is? I want you to match the left word with the right definitions. Right? So assignment. Which one? Assignment is a task given to students, right? The second one is syllabus. What is syllabus? A document that explains course contents. Lecture. What is lecture? Yeah, a formal talk by a professor or your lecturer, for example. And what is semester? A period of academic study. And what is deadline? Okay, the last date to submit work. Okay, this is the task 2. Which one is the academic words? Analyze, right? The second one, the hypothesis was tested using various methods. Hypothesis, right? The conclusion summarizes the main findings. Summarize, also conclusions, right? That's also academic vocabularies. And then researchers evaluate the program. Evaluate. And then the last one, the methodology section explains the process. What you get there? Methodology and also explains. Okay. Now, I want you to rewrite these expressions, these sentences using the formal academic expressions. Number 1, let's see number 1. I want to submit my paper. What it should be? I want to submit my paper. There's a lot of stuff in this chapter. There are many chapters, right? There are many materials in this chapter, okay? The teacher's gonna give us homework. The teacher is going to, yes, you're correct. The teacher is going to give us homework. We gotta finish the project soon. We get to finish the project soon, okay? He didn't do a good job. He did not do a good job, or he performed poorly. Yes, that's correct. That's very good. Now, I want to discuss or make group. Silahkan membuat grup, membuat kelompok. Please turn around your chair, diputar kursinya. And now, please diskusikan. Why is academic vocabulary important for your study program? And the second one is, how do you usually learn and remember new vocabulary? And the third one is, which academic words do you find most difficult? Okay? Please discuss with your friends and answer all these three questions. And I think I'm going to get back to you with our discussion, okay? What do you think?
Support clear and formal communication.
Okay.
And helps build academic identity and confidence.
Yes, that's good. What do you think?
Essential for participation in discussion and doing presentation.
Yeah, that's very good. Thank you very much for that. Now let's move to this group, I think. Yes, to your group. The question is that how do you usually learn and remember new vocabulary? By what things?
Vocabulary notebook,
Okay, good. Vocabulary notebook,
reading academic text,
reading academic text,
flashcards, and quizzes.
good. Flashcard and quiz. And then the last one,
Peer practice,
peer participation, right? You practice with your peer. You practice with your friends. That's very good. Thank you very much for that. What do you think? Okay, which one do you find it difficult? Analyze. Okay, you find it difficult. Evaluate. Okay, so that's those vocabularies are most difficult for you, right? Okay, thank you very much for that. Now let's move on to another one. Okay, now let's complete all the sentence together. Yeah, the students were asked to evaluate, right? Evaluate the author's argument. This essay will blank the causes of climate change. Will analyze. Okay, good. The teacher asked the class to blank the two theories. There we have two theories. Compare the two theories. The fourth one, please blank your report by Friday. Submit, okay? The data blank, the most students prefer group work. Indicates. The data indicates that most students prefer group work. Okay, now let's see whether these expressions or these facts true or false. Okay? The first one, academic vocabulary is used only in English class. False. Informal words should be avoided in academic writing. True. Flashcards can help remember new words. True. Ghana is acceptable in academic writing. False. Okay. Reading academic texts help build vocabulary. Okay. Good. Very good. Now again, with your same group, saya ingin kalian berkelompok kecil lagi sesuai yang ada di kelompok kalian. Kemudian you take turns speaking. Kalian bisa ngobrol begitu ya. You take turns speaking. Kalian bisa ngobrol dengan teman-teman kalian di dalam grup tersebut tentang academic words in the vocabularies or chapters in the chapter. And then choose one of the prompts below and respond using at least two academic words. Kita ada prompts-nya ya, kalian bisa pilih salah satu. Summarize the main point of your favorite lecture this semester. Evaluate a topic you recently studied and explain your opinion. Analyze why time management is important for university students. And then discuss your hypothesis about why some students perform better in group work. Describe your conclusion after reading difficult textbook chapters. So I would like to distribute all these papers to you. Okay, anyone got the paper? Okay, now you can discuss with your friends, and I'll give you some more points, some more moments. Please discuss with your friends. And I think I will give you a question, not to all the students because of the time limitation. Okay. Okay, Fatah, what is your topic you have chosen?
I choose discuss your hypothesis about why some students perform better in the group work.
Okay, why do you think it is?
Because in the small group work, this is have many mindset.
Yeah.
Because we have three
Yeah.
members.
Hmm?
I have a different mindset.
Okay.
Rusty have different mindset too, and Yusuf have a different mindset.
Yeah, that's very good.
That's why the small group. This is for the perform this
Yeah.
better because we have the one is can compare.
Yeah.
Because have different mindset and we have to
Combination of thoughts.
after lots of mindset.
Yeah, okay. That's very good because the group is limited. You only have small groups. Then I think you can express your ideas and then practicing with your friends, and then your friends can articulate their arguments, also countering or supporting your ideas, right? That's also a very good answer. Thank you very much, Fatah, for your answer.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, so the last one, this is the, yes, give applause for Fatah. And this is the last one. This is the home project for the academic vocabulary in real context. You can take a picture of this assignment, and I think this assignment is also prepared in your learning management system. So this group project title is using academic vocabularies in real academic situations. And again, I want you to do in group. Saya ingin kalian lagi-lagi berkelompok. Work in groups of 3 to 4 students to apply academic vocabulary in real life academic context, whether it is through writing or through speaking tasks. Okay? So your task is that choose a topic. You can choose one topic like climate change or online learning. And the second one is write 150 to 200 word report using 10 academic words, highlight them, and then you can make them highlighted, and then present in 3 or 5 minutes as a group. Each members must use 2 academic words when speaking, and submit the written report and deliver the presentation in class. Your due date is 10 July 2025, so you have some time to prepare your discussion, and then you can submit your written report to my email, right? So you get my email already? Yes? Okay. So thank you very much for joining me this class. Let's close our class today by summarizing what we have today. So the first one is that academic vocabulary is vital for reading, writing, and also communication in university, right? You agree with that? And the second one is that formal vocabulary increases clarity and professionalism. And the third one is that use learning strategies like journals, reading, and then active practice also. That's also important, that will improve your vocabularies. And then the last one is that avoid slangs, use precise academic terms. Is there any questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. And if you have questions, you can also text me. Kalian bisa menghubungi saya tentang tugas-tugas yang tadi sudah kita jelaskan. So thank you very much once again for joining me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.